Alrighty, so earlier today I did a showcase of Elegg with the Union Raid Elegg. It wasn't really that great of a showcase, honestly, because that Elegg is 10-10-10, which none of you guys are going to have, one. And two, I wasn't really getting much from testing her in shooting range, right? It wasn't really getting much from testing her in shooting range, right? Where the HP bar is not like, it's just showing damage, not necessarily showing like the HP bar and HP going down. I feel like that's a better way for me to see how big of a difference she's really making with these characters. Now, she only does work with 2 characters. She works with 3, but you're gonna use her with Dorothy, you're gonna use her with Black Shadow, Scarlet, right? We're gonna use her free to play. I did also summon for her, so if you haven't checked that out, make sure you guys check that out. Subscribe and like too, y'all, please, right? Okay, subscribe and like. But yeah, we're gonna test her out free to play, see what's going on. Somebody actually gave me a tip, which I'm about to talk about in a minute, so let's go into it. So this is the team we're actually going to be running. Somebody actually told me this, well, in the comments, I woke up to it. They actually said because Dorothy's effect, right, on her burst skill, the brand effect, because it lasts for 10 seconds, it doesn't necessarily mean that like Elegg cannot buff up the distributed numbers. So we're gonna test that. I want to see if that's true, right? Because it does actually make sense, right? Knowing how this game works and how this like lasts for 5 seconds effect works in this game. We've seen sometimes actually, especially like with Nero, we really seen it with Nero once, where you have to like have these characters, it has to just last a while, right? It just has to last or it has to proc. I want to see that's when the community really like figured out that difference, to see if it's like the difference between it lasting for set amount of time and it just procking. So because this actually lasts for 10 seconds, the brand effect is technically proc the entire time for 10 seconds, meaning that Elegg with her burst skill should actually increase the brand number, and we're gonna actually test that right now. So we're gonna actually go into a run without Elegg to see what the number is beforehand, and then we're gonna go in there with Elegg to see what the number is after we use the burst skill. So let's test that now. Alrighty, so I'm going in there with Senti. Just so that we can see Dorothy's brand effect number. I'm gonna take a screenshot and do the calculations and stuff like that, to like my 555 Elegg here, right? If I don't know where my cursor is. Okay, cool. My cursor is it's missing. So we're gonna use the burst skill in a second here. So we've used the burst skill. The total number is, okay, it's 2.8 million, right? So I'm gonna have the screenshot and stuff like that on the screen for you guys to see. Alrighty, so as you see, this is the number right here. It was 2.8 million 22373. So this is my Dorothy's. You guys can't see because of the webcam, but this is my Dorothy's, you know, that's her brand effect cap. That's the brand effect cap. If we go in there with Elegg while it lasts, will it increase by, let me see the percentage. So my Elegg is 555. Will it increase by 30%? Let's just see. So we're just gonna, you know, take this number here, right, and multiply it by 0.30, right? I mean, you could do this as well if you want, right? And then we will just add this number to the number we had before, which was what? This was here it is, right? Which was 2822. I know someone in the comments gonna be like, there's an easier way to do this. I don't care. So this is the number we're looking for, around this number, right? 3.673. This is the number Dorothy should be at if she works with Elegg. So let's test it out now. Alrighty, so we're going in there with Elegg right now. Let's see, right? Remember, this is the number Dorothy needs to be at with her brand effect. I can't keep it on screen since, you know, I'm playing, obviously. But let's see. Once you use her brand effect, what is the cap? It is. Oh my God, it is. It is. It is. Let me take a screenshot of that. Wow. Chat, wow, yeah, she does. She actually does increase Dorothy's thing, right? The exact number. That's how it works, right? So Elegg increases the brand effect. Wow, that's actually crazy. Do you know how good that is? She increases the brand effect, right? And then not only that, because remember, when Dorothy goes into her, what's it called? I don't know why it's not showing up here, but let me do this. Okay, now I can see it. When Dorothy goes into her, you know, her full burst or her burst skill, remember her skill 2, which also has distributed damage, just constantly goes every 2 seconds. So Dorothy's actually going to be doing quite good numbers with Elegg, right? So wow, that's actually pretty good. Right, so we just know that like Scarlet is doing numbers, right? That's just how it has to be. right? Scarlet should just be doing numbers, right? Let me redo that too, bro. That's fantastic, actually. Now, do I recommend summoning? For the average player, obviously still not, but I think if you are like someone who's looking for another team in solo raid, that could be helpful. I mean, that will be helpful, right? To increase your freaking damage like that is quite crazy. Look, it's 3.6 million. So if I got my Dorothy to 10, 10, 10, and if I got my Elegg to 10, 10, 10, that could go way higher. She's literally increasing the cap of the brand effect. And you guys see, we actually beat the train quite quickly. I don't even think we got to the missiles. Am I tripping? Right, we didn't get to the missile part, and then boom. Wow, that's actually pretty good. That just made me happy. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty good, right? So I think if I am gonna be running Elegg, I'm running her with I don't want to say I'm running her with Dorothy. I'm probably running her with Dorothy and Scarlet together. I'm not gonna run Elegg just for Dorothy. It doesn't really make sense. Let her like take full use of her kit and run her with, because Scarlet, look at Scarlet's number, right? 29 million. Scarlet's doing insane numbers. Now, we can actually see what Scarlet is doing without Elegg as well, because we just have to keep the same team, right? And then remove Elegg and then put in someone who's not increasing her attack, so we can see what it is before her attack is increased with Elegg's buffs, and then what it is after like Elegg increases it. So we're gonna do another run without Elegg for Scarlet. Alrighty, so I have Senti in here again. She doesn't increase attack at all. She does lower defense, right? So maybe, I guess that's still technically increasing the attack. It's fine though. I do want to see what she's doing, right? What is she doing? So when we use this full burst, right? What is it? Let me see the number. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1.5 million. That's what it was. 1.5 million. It was 1.5 million on that like last one. That last one right there was the third time we attacked. So let me see what it looks like now. So without Elegg, Scarlet ended up hitting 1.5 million of distributed damage. It all went to one boss, so that's good, right? It was still distributed damage, just went to one boss. That was without Elegg. Now with Elegg, who's giving an attack buff and all the extra and the damage distributed buff as well, what does it go from? What would it go from 1.5? I guess it would be a 30% increase, right? She does also have an attack buff increase as well, so there's more to it. But after the third full burst, it should be, what is it? Okay, there was no crit there. It was a crit last time. 1, 2, 3. No. Okay, wait. We need to wait for the next full burst. Let me redo that. We need to wait for the next full burst, right? Because there was no crit there. We didn't get a crit there. We need to get a crit. We got a crit for the 1.5 million last time. So I want to see what it is, you know. Okay. Crit. 2.1 million. It was 2. You guys didn't see it because my webcam was in the way. Shit. Y'all didn't see it. It was 2.1 million. Let me move my webcam out the way so you guys can see it. Let me just, you know, click that and redo it, right? It was 1.2 million though, right? I am still here, obviously. Yes, I'm still here. My webcam is gone. It was 1.2 million. So when she crit before without Elegg, it was 1.5 million. When she crit with Elegg, it jumped to 2.1 million. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see right here. Okay, she didn't crit again. We're just going to keep doing it until she crits, right? Because I can't pause it. I don't know when she's gonna crit, right? So we're just gonna have to keep doing it until she crits again, right? So when she crit, okay, no. Okay, she didn't crit again. She did not crit again. Unfortunate, y'all. She needs to crit. She needs to crit, y'all. She crit the last time. It was 1.2 or 2.1 million, but I gotta show y'all the proof, bro. I gotta show y'all the proof. It was 2.1 million. Trust me. Okay. She's not critting. That's the problem. I'ma just pause it, bro. Okay. She's not critting. Ah, she's not critting, y'all. Alrighty, another attempt, y'all. I mean, oh, she didn't crit again, bro. Alrighty, come on. Crit, Scarlet. Show them. Show them. She didn't crit again. Last try, y'all. Trust me. She crit. She crit before. She didn't crit again. She did not crit again. It's fine. It's fine. She's not critting no more, y'all. So I'm just going to have to show you like this. So I'm going to just show you guys through the calculator. That was like, I think it was 1.51 and then 3014. And then we add that to, no, it was not that. It was not that then. She crit. Trust me, with the attack buff, it makes sense actually. Yeah, it does make sense. It makes sense because there's an attack buff as well. Trust me, she crit. Trust me, she crit. Anyways, overall, I think Elegg is actually very cool for these two characters alone, but again, it's still a quite of a niche character. She's really only good for bosses, right? And then I guess helping out, like if you're not going to be using her for bosses, you're only going to have her on the team for the sole purpose of buffing up either Dorothy's brand effect or buffing up Scarlet's damage. And maybe I would use her to buff up Dorothy's brand effect, but I definitely wouldn't put her on the team to buff up only Scarlet's, damage output when I can use other comps to do that, right? Maybe if we're talking about solo raid and I need another team and I can make it work, by all means, yes, then I would do that. I do actually want to test out her damage as well, so let's test that out before we actually wrap up the video. Alrighty, I'm running this team because she is an electric character, so we're gonna get the buff from Anise. I should probably put in Maxwell as well, right? Let me put in Maxwell as well. No, Maxwell would not give it to her. Let me put in Privity then. Maxwell is not gonna give her an attack buff, right? Everybody here should be giving her an attack buff, right? Besides Scarlet, obviously, but I want to see what is she's doing. Obviously, she's a support character. I don't expect her to do like high numbers, but her kit, they want her to do damage for some reason, right? They want her to do damage for some reason, so we're gonna find out right now, right? I don't know why they want her to do the damage, but are we in a full burst? We are. Okay, I'm gonna let Anise die. Okay, 4 million. She's only did 4 million, which is I mean, I wouldn't, because the full burst is not done, right? I wouldn't say that's necessarily bad. I see it as extra damage, really, right? Because she's doing more than, mind you, Red Hood has the buff right now, right? She has the same buff. She's not using her burst skill, but this is, I mean, it's extra damage for sure. 4 point something million. Now, to be fair, she's getting buffed by everybody here, right? Everybody here. Red Hood is only getting buffed by herself and Privity here. So there's that. But Elegg is getting buffed from everybody here, right? Maybe, I mean, I'm not really going to be using her for extra damage, but it's nice to know that she can do some extra damage. I would say 4.3 million after just the first full burst rotation is quite good. I mean, Anise died anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, I would say 4 point something is quite good so far. No, I wouldn't say it's quite good. I would say it's okay, right? We'll take it. Now, this is going to be the official end of the video. Impressed, right? Now that I've gotten her and I've tested her against Train and kind of like, got the comment, shouts to that commenter for the Dorothy prompt right there. I'm glad that she works, right? I wouldn't say she's the worst character. I still think like Audie is probably the worst character of 2024 to release, right? But she's not necessarily bad. Do I recommend summoning? Still no, because it's kind of like a mass situation where she's only good for 2 characters, like a mass Kiri situation where she's only specifically good for these characters. Now the thing is, she's good for 2 very good characters, right? Dorothy and Scarlet are top 10 characters of the game, and having Elegg on the team to buff up those 2 who are actual damage dealers is quite good, especially the Dorothy brand effect, and also her skill 2 with the burst skill that she goes. Like, Elegg and Dorothy is a great combination for sure. Scarlet and Elegg, I feel like you're buffing up Scarlet through another source, but you can use other characters. But Elegg really helps out Dorothy with that brand, effect, and then also her second skill every 2 second proccing as well. So very nice character there. I think I like her a lot more. Am I gonna use her often? Probably not, but I do like her a lot more. Could be helpful on my free-to-play account. I'm not gonna summon for her though, because I did get Dorothy recently on my free-to-play account. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you guys like her? If you don't, it is what it is. But now it's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Later. Peace. Subscribe and like, please.